Okay, this is Hey Rube by Hunter S. Thompson. And this is a compilation of his articles. And I'm just going to read one of these that I think any of you who are curious about some of the political intrigue I've looked at in other books might find of interest here. This book was published in 2004, and I believe Hunter S. Thompson died of an alleged suicide in 2005 or 2006. It was either late 2005 or early 2006. And I'm just going to read one of his little essays in its entirety here. And I think you'll find that it is kind of a critical piece of a bigger puzzle. His name has come up a lot in writings about a lot of other political intrigue. He's a guy that is, in fact, in the Franklin cover-up book, he's mentioned as being that he helps direct snuff films. Now, whether or not that's true, that is a fantastic allegation to throw out there. And obviously, Hunter S. Thompson is not around to defend it. But around the time of his suicide, and I should say alleged suicide because there's some weirdness about that, but around the time of his alleged suicide, the Johnny Gosch case was getting a lot of publicity again, and there were rumors that the reporter Jeff Gannon, or Jeff Gucker, or whatever his name was actually Johnny Gosch. And that gained enough momentum that it actually started to get some mainstream traction. And it was around that time that Mr. Thompson took his life, allegedly, there at his house in Colorado. It's against that backdrop that I read this, his first essay in this book. This is called The New Dumb, and this is a relatively quick one, but I just think this is an interesting essay. I'll just leave it at that. No, sir, not a chance. Mr. Jones does not even pretend to know what's happening in America right now, and neither does anyone else. We have seen weird times in this country before, but the year 2000 is beginning to look super weird. This time, there really is nobody flying the plane. We are living in dangerously weird times now. Smart people just shrug and admit they're dazed and confused. The only ones left with any confidence at all are the new dumb. It is the beginning of the end of our world as we knew it. Doom is the operative ethic. The autumn months are never a calm time in America. Back to work, back to football practice, etc. Autumn is a very traditional period, a time of strong rituals and the celebrating of strange annual holidays like Halloween and Satanism and the fateful harvest moon, which can have ominous implications for some people. Autumn is always a time of fear and greed and hoarding for the winter coming on. Debt collectors are active on old people and fleece the weak and helpless. They want to lay in enough cash to weather the known horrors of January and February. There is always a rash of kidnapping and abductions of school children in the football months. Preteens of both sexes are traditionally seized and grabbed off the streets by gangs of organized perverts who traditionally give them as Christmas gifts to each other to be personal sex slaves and playthings. Most of these things are obviously wrong and evil and ugly, but at least they are traditional. They will happen. Your driveway will ice over, your furnace will blow up, and you will be rammed in traffic by an uninsured driver in a stolen car. But what the hell? That's why we have insurance, eh? And the inevitability of these nightmares is what makes them so reassuring. Life will go on, the good or ill, but some things are forever, right? The structure may be a little crooked, but the foundations are still strong and unshakable. Ho, ho. Think again, Buster. Look around you. There is an eerie sense of panic in the air, a silent fear and uncertainty that comes with once reliable faiths and truths and solid institutions that are no longer safe to believe in. There is a presidential election right on schedule, but somehow there is no president. A new Congress is elected, like always, but somehow there is no real Congress at all. Not as we knew it, anyway, and what passes for Congress will be as helpless and weak as whoever has to pass for the new president. In the world of sports, it's like playing a Super Bowl that goes into 19 scoreless overtimes and never actually ends, or 4 LA Lakers stars being murdered in different cities on the same day. Guaranteed fear and loathing. Abandon all hope. Prepare for the weirdness. Get familiar with cannibalism. Good luck. And that was November 20th of 2000. And of course, that it contains some references to the 2000 election that, of course, was decided in strange fashion. So anyway, very interesting essay. That is the first essay in Hey Rube by Hunter S. Thompson. And that essay, for the record, is on page 3 and is called The New Dumb. So make of that what you will. But anyway, I found that interesting.